I get asked regularly of why creating a course in Articulate Rise is far quicker than something in, say, Storyline or Lectora, one of those traditional tools. Let's call them the horizontal sort of navigation from east to west, as opposed to the vertical ones like with Evolve, Adapt, App-eLearn and Rise. Like they're typically, don't have to be, but typically the vertical scroll for that mobile responsiveness of why there's a difference in effort. So mostly, if you look at the three key elements that have to take place into an e-learning piece, you've got the instructional design, the pedagogical learnings, let's call it storyboarding, with the instructional design, and then you've got the graphic artwork that's got to take place, and then you've got the technical functional development that needs to occur. So we look at those three key tasks. Regardless of which tool you use and what you do, you still have to put that sound learning, design, pedagogical practice, scenarios, authentic situations to learn the information. So that still needs to take place regardless of what you're doing and regardless of what tool or media production you go into. You want good quality learning design. Then you've got the visuals. Now, if you're designing visuals for a larger screen, let's say iPad, PC or like size, you've got a lot more screen real estate to work with, so you can go a lot more with the aesthetics and graphically design every inch of that page and make it as beautiful as possible, but not just with eye candy, but with images that resonate the key messages, the key learning points, reinforcing the learning with visual assets. And then the functional development, again, you've got that bigger canvas, you've got a bigger screen real estate to work with, so a lot more creativity around the functionality. And again, that functionality needs to relate back to the objectives of what you wanted to achieve, not just functional eye candy. So when you're working with the small screens and we've got the vertical scroll, you need to scale down to, say, mobile phones, then you need to consider the screen real estate that you're working with. So typically you've got more like your banner images and accordion interactions and flip type interactions. So the flexibility you have is restricted a little bit. It doesn't have to be too restricted, but it is restricted a little bit. And it's certainly restricted from a visual design point of view. So you're more likely to get your banner images as opposed to a fully bled image that's got something on every inch of the screen. So you've got more like your banners and your colors and blocks around accordions and flips and things like that, or images uploaded as opposed to fully designed. So the instructional design effort needs to be the same, relatively speaking, but the visual effort is less, because there's less that you can do when you're working with small screens suited for mobile phones. So that's why when you're doing App-eLearn, Evolve, Adapt or Rise, one of those vertical type tools for mobile responsiveness, your visual design is going to be a little bit less, and then the functional development is going to be a little bit less as well. So anyway, that's why I thought I'd explain why there is, roughly, well, I won't quantify it too much, but there is a significant difference between creating something for a bigger screen and the effort involved in that and the creative freedom you have visually and functionally versus something that needs to scale to mobile phones and you're targeting the smaller screens. So I thought I'd explain why there's a difference in effort putting those type of resources together.